Okay, today we're out on an adventure where we're at the nature reserve and oh, crikey, it's a snake! Ah, he's gonna hit me! So many of you come to me with questions and concerns and anxious thoughts in terms of meditating, since we do talk about that quite often. So today I figured I would show you the most simple way to do it, which is to get in nature. So the very first thing when it comes to meditating is I want you to totally get rid of that word altogether. And I want you to go outside in whatever area is beautiful and comfortable for you, whether that's your backyard or a park down the street, and just take a moment, close your eyes, and remind yourself how much of a gift it is to be in the middle of nature, to be amongst the trees and the greenery and the dirt and the fresh air. It's all a gift, and the way that we think of something, an experience, tends to frame our mind around how encouraged we are to do it, how motivated we are. Take in what your 5 senses are experiencing. So right now, I'm seeing a ton of small and large baby trees. I see a cliff over to my right. Also, I experience when I'm here, I kind of lose my sense of all of the things I have to do on my to-do list and what problems I'm stewing over and what I'm worrying about, because it gets lost in the amount of beautiful scenery that I have around me. Tree branches breaking and birds chirping and all of the sounds that just naturally flow in nature. And something about sound is very soothing to me. I like to just sit here, and while I'm taking in all of the beautiful scenery, listening to these sounds already starts to lower my heart rate, lower my blood pressure, and help me to, again, focus exactly where I'm at. I feel a warm summer breeze that is something I cherish, especially in the cold months when I don't get to feel that. I sometimes feel raindrops if I'm here and it's sprinkling, but usually it's that warm air just flowing back and forth. And that's also something biologically that we are just used to when we were young, when we used to get rocked back and forth. One thing I feel when I'm in nature is the natural spring from the dirt, which is something I absolutely love, especially if you're a runner like I am. This is something I truly look forward to when I'm out on a walk or a run. By doing the aerobic activity 3 times a week for 30 minutes over the course of a year, it will increase the size of your hippocampus by 1 to 2%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but at the age of 50, you start to lose brain volume. You start to lose size in your hippocampus by 1 to 2% per year. So essentially what I'm saying is it can not reduce, but it can slow the aging process of the brain by getting outside. And the best way to do all of those aerobic activities is to fit them into your lifestyle, such as going on a walk in the park with a loved one, or taking time to listen to a podcast while walking the beach. Something low and slow that also gets your heart rate up, that makes you feel good. So many benefits of coming to the park and getting immersed in the beauty of nature. A couple of them being decreased joint inflammation and pain. Why? Because it's so good for your legs and your joints to be walking on a dirt path. It's great for your balance. It gets you out of your head and out of the environment that has been causing you pain. It reduces stress. It helps you bring fresh oxygen to your brain, boosting creativity. I mean, gosh, who doesn't love that? And creativity keeps us tied to the roots that we had as a child. It increases happiness, like so many good things. And this is something that I dove deeper into in the One Ray podcast episode 20, which is a letter to the burnt out creator. So if you want more information on that, check that out. It gets your mind off of social media. I mean, gosh, nowadays you get sucked into one post and you're down a black hole of toxic energy and negativity and arguments. Like, it helps you to get off your phone, which is something I certainly need help with often, and that's one of my favorite benefits of getting in nature. You know how it feels when you're talking to someone and you're telling them something and you know full well they aren't actually absorbing what you're saying, and you know they're gonna forget and you're gonna have to remind them again, and they're just kind of going, yeah, yep, and they're doing something else. You owe it to your family and friends and yourself to be present when people tell you things, because you're gonna miss important things. You're gonna cause chaos and destruction in relationships around you. So for your own sake, one of the biggest benefits of meditating is to center yourself in the moment. A book that helped me with this is called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And he talks about how as children, we are inherently good at being present in the moment and not worrying about anything on our to-do list. So that book really helped me understand consciousness versus thoughts, because they are two different things. And how can you not get rid of your thoughts, but turn down the volume to sit in a place of peace and quiet? Putting our bare feet to the actual ground. I know it sounds kind of gross if you're not someone that's apt to doing this, but one of the biggest reasons is because it provides our body, the actual earth, the dirt beneath our feet, provides our bodies with something called a negative ion. And in this case, negative means like a test result where it's a good thing. Negative ions are believed in so many words to produce this whole biochemical reaction in our bodies that increase serotonin levels. It makes depression rates go down, and essentially it increases our mood during the day. So this is something I've talked about before, but I am going to talk about it again because I think it's super important, and the more you practice it, the easier it gets, and that's proper breathing. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm put on the spot, when I'm at like a yoga class or I'm meditating and I'm thinking about my breath, I get even more anxious. So you want to roll your shoulders back and down, just loosen up, soften your neck. As we take a deep breath in, you're going to expand your abdomen wall. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, in through the nose. As we exhale for a count of 6, you're going to flatten your stomach like you're deflating a balloon. Notice I did that through pursed lips. I learned from my mentor, who is a Reiki master, where she channels good energy into the being, is she tells me before we have a Reiki session to rub your hands together, create a lot of heat between your hands. I do this for like maybe 15 seconds or so. So we're creating heat, and then you're gonna put it right around your heart. And this signifies bringing good energy into, if you're into this kind of stuff, into your heart chakra. Everything begins in your mind, so if you're thinking in terms of gratitude and love and joy, you are more likely to produce those kind of emotions and mood throughout the rest of the day. After we calm our breath, after we channel all of the good energy into our heart chakra, I close my eyes and I think about something that I absolutely love unconditionally. And for this example, I like to use my dog. And I just think about all of the things, the way that she barked at me, the way that her nose felt when she booped me underneath the table for a piece of food, taking her for a walk, tucking her in for bed at night, all of the good things and all of the good memories associated with my dog. And I just sit there and think about that for couple of minutes at least, and that helps me to already start creating the good energy, the good mood that I want to be in, especially when I'm stressed or anxious or overwhelmed. And that really puts it into perspective of, oh, this is the me that I like to be with the most. This is the me where I feel calm and at peace and in control. One of the things that I know is intimidating is, well, I'm not in good shape. Well, I can't walk that far. And I know that those are things that stop you from wanting to come to the park, but hear me out on this. What if you just came to the park for 10 minutes and you sat on a bench, or you brought a chair and you sat in the chair? What is the lowest barrier of entry to get you to come in nature to the park outside? Don't put too much pressure on yourself in terms of, well, I can only walk a half a mile, or I can only run up a hill one time. Try taking it down a notch and doing what the easiest possible thing for you would be when you come to the park, and focus on that. Gotta hydrate. They don't make canteens like they used to in Australia.